Hi, Jeff Spira here. Today I'm going to talk to you about Garvey Dories. I've designed a number of Garveys in the past, including, different kinds of John boats and other boats with squarish kinds of bows, but none of them really perform very well. So when a customer asked me about a square-bowed boat that would handle shallow water and get up on a nice plane and all that, when it gets and be able to deal with water when it gets pretty choppy, I kind of came up with my current design. Now, I really based this boat on the Pacific Power Dories with an upturned bow. And instead of a pointy bow on it, I went with a buoyant sort of square bow. And this, my older designs were more kind of bargy looking as opposed to boaty looking. So, they always had issues with ride, but the upturned bow in the Garvey Dories doesn't. It rides the water really well. It makes a great planing hull, just like a lot of the Pacific Power Dories. So. They have roughly the same capacity and power requirements. So the 19-footer, with 25 horses will get up on a nice plane with 6 people or so, and won't burn much fuel. So, you can power them with more if you like, but these aren't really speed boats, and you really shouldn't push them too far. So, because they're wide in the bow, the actual waterline is kind of rectangular, so they're incredibly statically stable. You can move side to side, or if you've got a big dog walking back and forth, or kids running around, or something like that, it keeps them upright and stable. So it's a fine choice for fishing, or bow fishing if you do that kind of thing, or flounder gigging, or pulling things over the side of the boat, or things like that. So. A lot of times people ask me if it's okay if they go out to sea. Well, sure. I mean, the bow is very buoyant, so it'll plane up over the choppy water and glide over it like a Pacific Power Dory. So you shouldn't have any issues at all with with any chop or waves. Now, just like a Pacific Power Dory, you got to back off when it gets rough. It starts to look like a washing machine out there. You've got to be gentle with your power settings. So, but it'll do fine in rough water. So, now these boats come with an optional bow door that you can put on them. Not all of them, just the sizes from 16 feet and up. And you can set it up to be a single walking sort of plank, or wide enough for a wheelchair. In the bigger designs, I think you could probably go with an ATV style, enough stiffness and enough width to account for a little 4-wheel ATV, or a couple of motorcycles or things like that. So some kind of hunting transport you can put up in there. So. This builder, his brother needed a ramp on board to go aboard and come ashore, and so he built him this Galveston 19-footer, and now he has lots of fun with it. So, on this one, the builder wanted to take his father, who was wheelchair bound, out with him. So he built this wider version, and he built the side consoles, side to side consoles, with enough room between them that the wheelchair could access the aft end of the boat. And this is kind of how I did the option, using this design for that I include with all the plans for the 16, 19, and 23 footers, and the ones up from there. So. I kind of include that width, so rest assured it will take a wheelchair. So the first one of these I designed was the 19-foot Galveston, and it became one of the most popular kinds of boats. So and it's with or without the forward ramp. You can build it either way. It's very stable, and it runs with, like I said, as little as 25 horsepower. But I think if you're going to be out a lot and wanting to go pretty fast and maybe take the kids for a water ski or tubing or something like that, a 40 would probably be the best size motor for this. It'll handle all kinds of lakes, bays that are shallow or deep, and occasional near-shore ocean jaunts in mild weather. That's no problem at all. So have a look at this Galveston in the Carolina Bay. Here's another one running from a drone. This is some great footage here. The next one I designed is downsized from this one. It's called the Wye River. The builder lived near the Wye River, which I guess is in the central East Coast, and he uses it for crabbing and fishing in his home waters, and he has a great time with it. Again, it's a common boat for to take families out on. The kids love the wide stance and the stability of it, and they think it's great fun to ride. So smaller yet than the 16 is the 14-foot NOLA, and of course that stands for New Orleans, Louisiana. And this is a great size for bayous and shallow swampy water or deeper water as well. It's good and stable to pull heavy things over the side still, even at 14 feet. So the first builder that built one of these used it for trapping catfish. He put catfish traps down and then would go around and pull them in over the sides. And they can get heavy, and you know, it takes a good stable boat to haul them up and pull them over the sides. And he wanted something light enough that it wouldn't be an issue. So this is what he came up with. So I also created a shorter one. It's 12 feet, and it's called the Avila, because the builder wanted to use it in Avila Bay, which is my old stomping grounds in Central California. It'd be good for Morro Bay as well, which is, you know, those two bays were my sort of home when I did a lot of ocean fishing. I was commercial fishing up in that area as well, too, back in my college days when I had brown hair. And I used to go out in the back bay a lot, and you know, a lot of times I'd get stuck out there, and you know, when the tide went out, and you know, have to pick up. I got a chance to pick up like leopard sharks and things, you know, go clamming and that kind of stuff too. So it was lots of fun. So going larger than the 19-foot is the 23-foot Poochie Special. I'm coming out with a larger one as well, and I may build even a bigger one yet. That would be a small looper, for going the Great Loop all around the eastern part of the U.S. and the canals in Canada and the Okefenokee Swamp and all that. And you could, with a drop-down door, you could bring bicycles or motorcycles or something up on the forward bow, and it would be a handy way to move around when you get to shore. Because, as I understand it, looping is as much about being on shore as it is doing a lot of sailing. I've never really taken the loop. I always wanted to, but I have spent time offshore, and you just don't have much chance to get off the boat. But when you're looping, you're pretty much near the shore every night, or in a marina or somewhere. So anyway, if this kind of looks like a boat you might be looking for, download the free study prints from my site and give some thoughts to this design. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this, subscribe to it, ring the bell, and share it with your friends. If you'd like to get a free set of study prints for this boat, just go to my website at spirainternational.com. The link is down below. And connect with me on Facebook or Instagram at Spira Boats. Thank you for watching.